Well, we go back to Minnesota and its gay governor.
What?
Tim Walz is feeling the heat.
Whoa, wait a minute. There, that's better.
First, after allowing his state to burn down in 2020 during the summer love, because of For the Cause.
Hold up.
Then he got called a retard by President Trump.
Stupid and retarded.
And now illegal Somalis have wrecked the state to the tune of, wait for it,
Do it!
over $1 billion.
Wait a minute.
How did we get here?
I'm Jasper Gonzo on this, and the only thing Tampon Timmy is mad about is that he got called a retard. Well, truth hurts.
Fuck.
But it's what's next.
And here we go.
What's up, everyone? Jasper Gonzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Happy Monday. Well, of course, as I always say, new day, new week, new bullshit, and there's a plenty of a bullshit going on in Minnesota. Yes, wonderful Minnesota, home to the Great Lakes, the Minnesota Vikings, and Minnesota baseball, and Tampon Timmy Walz. Yes, the wonderful, lovely governor of Minnesota. If you don't remember, back in 2020, he allowed his state to burn down for the cause. Black Lives Matter and all that other bullshit. And then, of course, he had a wonderful military stellar career where he went off to Iraq and somewhere else and pretty much lied about it. Anyway, what's going on with Timmy now? Well, after being called a retard by President Trump, which of course is very fitting, he's now feeling the heat. You would think that with all that's going on currently, you think he wouldn't be feeling the heat. But yeah, he's feeling a lot of heat right now. He's worried that after illegal Somalis have wrecked the state to over $1 billion and counting, that his career in politics is in the shitter. No. Really? Now here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. The Hill. Somali scandal could sink Minnesota gay governor Tim Walz's political career. And of course, there is wonderful Tampon Timmy. A scandal involving hundreds of millions of dollars over $1 billion from a federally funded nutrition program may starve Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz's chances of a political future like he ever had one. The controversy involving Minnesota's influential Somali community focuses on millions stolen from the program and has led to more than 50 convictions. Federal prosecutors accused dozens of people stealing funds from a government program that was meant to feed children during the COOF pandemic. Yeah. The New York Times put a story on the radar after legacy media outlets on November 29th with a report that federal prosecutors said as much as over $1 billion in taxpayer money may have been stolen in separate fraudulent schemes. Longtime allies have reported wondering if the governor should walk away from a re-election attempt in a term for an attempt for a third term. Third term? He's going for number 3? Really? According to DC political news outlet. The Hill reported, quote, "The governor, I think, has done a very respectable job, a good job in Minnesota for the years he's been here. But it's clearly been vulnerable in my view. He is riskier than any Democratic candidate might run," said Amber Rayo-Junge, a former Minnesota Democratic state senator and political analyst for the state. Reingot Junge, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, if I'm not, I don't care, said fraud happened on his watch and that Walz can't erase that. While she said the governor was taking steps to rectify it, including audits, those investigations will probably uncover more. So instead of him trying to correct the situation, rectify the situation, yeah, he's going to make it 10 times worse when he found out that even more shit went down in that state. Lovely. But you do it, Tim. The analyst said that the issue in the headlines in Minnesota nearly every other day predicted the issue will continue to surface throughout the year. On Saturday, Small Business Administration, SBA, Secretary Kelly Loeffler posted on X that the SBA was uncovering fraud and accused the governor of using his best efforts to obstruct investigations. Numerous individuals have nonprofits indicated that over $1 billion in Minnesota COVID fraud schemes, including Feeding Our Future, received SBA PPP loans in addition to other state and federal funding. Today, I've ordered the investigation into the network of Somali organizations. Another longtime ally, Walz, told The Hill that the controversy could only sink his gubernatorial re-election for a third term, but likely a presidential bid as well. You got to be fucking kidding me. The challenges that Minnesota has very low tolerance for fraud, waste, and abuse. You sure about that? A very low threshold. And that one of the reasons that the state has worked so well for so long, the unnamed ally said, is clearly a real vulnerability. As Bravo News reported, nearly 500 employees the Minnesota state government said Walz ignored the constant warnings about massive fraud by Somalis in the state aid programs, also alleging that his allies punished whistleblowers for raising the alarm. But we go from that to this. Tim Walz's daughter, Trump's calling dad retarded, has unleashed a fucking shitstorm. He's just calling out truth. Minnesota's gay governor, Tim Walz, daughter Hope, is apparently furious that President Donald Trump called her a retard and deemed Trump's reporters cult members. The 24-year-old posted a video on TikTok Saturday, but later deleted it. But guess what? We've got it.
No, I'm talking about this because while my family and I are always going to be the bigger people, the president calling my dad what he did has unleashed a storm regarding like offensive language towards me and my family, and specifically my brother. You can call me whatever you want. You can call my dad, my mom. When it's Gus, to the no. To the no. He dealt with people calling him that last August, and now there's a resurgence. And no, how is it okay that the president of the United States can call somebody, anybody, doesn't matter who they are, that, and then all of his freaking cult members come and attack those people and that person's family? Say what you want about my dad. He's an elected official, right? Like, that's going to happen. I think it's utterly disgraceful that the president would do that. But then the attacks that I have seen, I have people DMing me saying absolutely horrendous things. When I was home last week, somebody drove by and screamed that we were R words. Just driving by in their car.
My thoughts. Now, let me get to the very end of this. Now, from what I hear is that the youngest son of Walz's family, Gus, is on the spectrum. Okay, so if that's the case, and that's from what I've been hearing since he appeared at the Democratic National Convention last year. Okay, take him, push him to the side. All right, push him to the side. Okay, that's fine. But now let's get to your father. Well, Hope, your father has ruined the fucking state. You're telling me that during the 2020 Summer of Love, when your state was being burned down to the ground because of the cause, you, as a youngster, let's see, what, you're 24 now, that means you would have been 18, 19 at the time, stood around watching things burn down to the ground and saying, this is okay. Nothing's going on here. Really? You sure about that? Well, then again, your mom said she didn't have a problem with it. Anyway, so calling your dad retarded fits the bill. He's ruined the state. And now, Somalis have wrecked the state to the tune of I'm hearing over billions of dollars, not just one, over billions of dollars in fraudulent schemes. And yet, when this is being called out, instead of nipping this in the bud, stepping in front of it and saying, you know what, this shit went down on my watch. I will take the hit. I will take the blame. I understand what's going on, and I'm going to do everything I can to rectify it, to resolve this issue. No, I'm mad because Trump called me retarded and people are driving past my house saying I'm the R word. That's what you're mad about. And Hope, that's what you're mad about your father? With everything going on in the state, that is what you're mad about? Wow. Wow. And any kind of political future he had of getting reelected. Then again, it's Minnesota. You got a lot of knucklehead libs, a lot of Karen libs in that state. He probably will win reelection by, like this. But thinking that he had any presidential future, yeah, you're a fucking joke. Smoking crack and lots of it. But yeah, little tampon Timmy, you do you. And your daughter Hope, well, cry harder. Anyway, with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this, please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.